Alright, so today is the 12th of August 2016, and today is the official opening of the Bloor Street bike lanes.
Has anybody heard about bike lanes on Bloor Street? We've got some bike lanes to open this morning, which is so damn exciting. We have Councillor Joe Cressy and Councillor Mike Layton. Councillor Joe Mahevic, hello sir. Welcome. So my name's Jared Kolb and I'm Executive Director of Cycle Toronto. We're really excited to be here today. I've got some things to say about how we're going to ride, but before I do that, I want to give Mike first, one of these gentlemen, a chance to speak.
We're really excited to be out here today. One is because you guys all came within like a block and a half from my house to do this so that I didn't have to bike too far like Jared did. So thank you all very much. There have been so many people that have worked so hard for so long on this project. And it's finally here. Yeah. We've got our foot in the door with this one, folks. We've got a bike lane on Bloor. What people said could not be done. What literally generations of activists have been fighting for, generation after generation. They weren't able to get that foothold in, but because of the work, and it's not because of City Council changing much. It's because of the hard work of activists in this city. It's because people decided to put their keys back up by their front door and hop on a bike on a day-to-day basis to try to make our city just a little bit better every time someone new did. And what that did was that changed the look of our city. It changed the way we all get around our city and started to build more of an understanding and acceptance. And that, with the great advocacy from Jared and many of you that are here, far too many to mention, we were able to accomplish this. So kudos to you. Thank you very much to Jared, to my good friend and colleague, Councillor Cressy, for helping us through this. And I just look forward to a great ride. This is something that myself, my little daughter Phoebe, will enjoy on a daily basis. Thank you all.
All right. 41 years. It has been 41 years since people first formally, not informally, but formally started talking about bike lanes on Bloor. I grew up on Walmer. We've been talking about bike lanes on Bloor since I was born. It's here. It's overdue, but it is here. And Mike gave a few rounds of thanks. The thank yous do go to cyclists and activists. That is who made this possible. It wasn't City Hall. It wasn't Councillor Mahevic and Councillor Layton and me, it was you. It was tens of years of work and riding and advocacy. You made this happen. And I've said it before and I will say it again and again and again. If we can put a bike lane on Bloor, we can put a bike lane anywhere. That's what's coming. When we show that bike lanes are better for a 21st century city and we show that on Bloor, guess what? Then we're going to do it right across Bloor. We're going to do it into Danforth. We can do this better and in better places and right across the city. This is step one. More to come. Thank you, folks.
Yeah. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Mike. So from here, we're going to do an inaugural ride. We're going to be riding to Bloor and Lippincott. Just so exciting. The way we're going to go, this is not going to be a normal mass ride because we're actually going to ride the bike lanes. So we're going to try to stick to, single file, double file along Harvard here, make a right on Grace, or not Grace, I'm sorry, on Shaw, up Shaw to Bloor, and then make another right, take Bloor, and we'll take it down to Lippincott. We're not corking intersections. This is your chance. It's an open course, but it's your chance to ride the lanes for the first time on opening day. At Bloor and Lippincott, there's a press conference there, and so there's lots of us. We're going to kind of pack in on the north part of Lippincott, right at Bloor there, or I should say the southwest corner. So exactly opposite of what I said. Southwest corner of Bloor and Lippincott, and there will be more words. The media will be there, and we'll have an opportunity to formally open things. So enjoy this ride, and please, be respectful of traffic laws, be respectful of each other, and we'll go from there. So will be taking off in just a minute or two. So thank you all for being here, and let's have a great ride.
Yeah.
Okay, good morning everybody and welcome to Bloor Street. So, my name is Ashley Curtis and I'm the Acting Deputy General Manager of Transportation Services at the City of Toronto. I'm joined today by the local councillors for this area, Ward 20, Local Councillor Joe Cressy, and Ward 19, Local Councillor Mike Layton. I would also like to welcome City staff, project partners and members of the community in attendance. Over the last 2 weeks, Bloor Street has changed. Following City Council approval of the pilot project this past May, Transportation Services has moved forward with the installation of separated bike lanes, or what we refer to as cycle tracks, on Bloor Street between Shaw Street and Avenue Road. Over the last 2 weeks, crews have installed bike lanes along the curb, adjusted signage and installed a painted buffer and flexi-post bollards. 1 lane of traffic in each direction has been removed and turn lanes have been added at key intersections. On-street parking has been maintained on one side of the street. This project has involved a 48-hour line painting blitz and the installation of 77 bike lane signs and over 416 bollards. Thank you everyone for your patience. We are pleased to report that the installation has progressed on schedule and the project installation is now 80% complete. It is the mission of Transportation Services to build and maintain a safe, efficient and effective multimodal transportation network that provides residents, businesses and visitors with mobility choices. Increasingly, residents in Toronto are choosing to cycle. The city is seeking opportunities to grow our infrastructure, to meet this increasing demand and to enhance safety. This pilot project here on Bloor Street is one example of this. This pilot project has been done to evaluate the benefits and impacts of cycle tracks on this busy downtown street. The pilot will be assessed through a comprehensive performance evaluation designed to measure the impact on local business, traffic flow, cyclists and pedestrians. We are working with partners in the academic, non-profit and traffic count technology sector to measure and evaluate the pilot project before, during and after the lanes are installed. I'm pleased to welcome many of our partners in the evaluation who are here with us this morning. Today I'm also announcing that the City is partnering with MyoVision and the University of Toronto's Transportation Research Institute to capture and analyse multimodal traffic data to study changes in traffic operations during the pilot. Multimodal video traffic counts and GPS track travel time studies are being conducted by Ontario Traffic Inc. In total, over 4,800 hours of video footage will be analysed to assess the effectiveness of the pilot project. An economic impact study is being completed by the Toronto Centre for Active Transportation in partnership with the University of Toronto, local business improvement area organisations, the Metcalfe Foundation, and I'm pleased to announce that the City of Toronto is also a partner in that study. We will also be seeking more public feedback on the project through a survey this fall. There is no question that Bloor Street is a significant corridor in our city, and there is also no question that the installation of cycle tracks on Bloor Street is a significant change. We will be carefully monitoring the change and make adjustments if needed. In fall 2017, staff will report to Council on the evaluation of the pilot project and make a recommendation and if it should be made permanent or not. Lastly, this pilot project is just one project of many within the city's cycling network plan, which aims to connect the gaps in the existing network, grow the network into new parts of the city, and improve the quality of the existing routes. At this point, I would like to invite Councillor Mike Layton to the podium.
the Bloor Street bike lane answers one question for the citizens of Toronto, and that is, what kind of city do we want to be moving forward? Do we want to be a city that lives up to our international obligations to fight climate change? Do we want to be a city that looks to other modes of transportation to get people around, to alleviate congestion on the streets, to help people live healthy lifestyles? Do we want to be a city that focuses on 21st century solutions, or are we going to be stuck in the past? Now, funny enough, and I didn't realize this till I was standing here just now, I lived a block down Albany growing up. And I'm about 37 years old. It was 40 years ago that discussions of a Bloor Street bike lane began, before I was even born. And at that point in time, there were no bike lanes in the city. At that point in time, a few brave souls got on their bicycles and started to try to get around the town without many other people behind them. Now look how much has changed. We've built a bike network across our city, and more people are choosing to use it. In the neighborhood I represent, almost 20% of daily trips are taken by bicycle. And that means that more and more people are saying no to the car, saying I can go without public transit today, and using their bicycles. And that's good for so many reasons that I've outlined just now. But more importantly, what we hear time and time again is people are choosing not to use bicycles because the infrastructure isn't built. They say, if you build it, I will come. If you build it, I will choose to ride in that bike lane. Well, that's what we're doing here today, and that's what we hope to demonstrate over the course of this pilot, and as this bike lane grows across our city to other neighborhoods and shows people that there are other ways, are better ways of getting around the city that are less expensive, better for the environment, better for your pocketbook. And through some of the studies we're going to be doing, we're going to show that it's better for traffic and it's better for local businesses. So thank you all very much for being here today. I'm going to welcome my colleague from Ward 20, Councillor Joe Cressy.
Thank you, Mike. Friends, it has taken us 40 years. 40 years. But today, bike lanes are finally here on Bloor Street, and that's great news. I'm thrilled to be joining my colleague, Councillor Layton, another colleague of mine, Councillor Joe Cressy, who's here, our phenomenal City of Toronto staff, and so many pedestrians, cyclists, and local residents and businesses for this big moment. Bikes on Bloor. We might have been talking about it for decades, but they're long overdue. For far too long, cycling infrastructure and bike lanes has been controversial. It's been divisive. It's been portrayed as bikes versus cars or this versus that. It's not. When you build cycling infrastructure and you build it right and you build it well, it is a win-win for everybody. Woo! That's right. And so today we're here for the official opening and to talk about some next steps. But let me say this, bike lanes on Bloor, why are they important? Well, they're going to make it safer for cyclists and drivers. They're going to make it easier for kids to get to school and university. It's going to make it better for local business. When you build a bike lane, more people come. It brings more customers into a neighborhood. Ultimately, and this is what's key, it's going to reduce congestion in this city, because the only way, the absolute only way in a growing city like ours that we're going to alleviate congestion is by moving people out of cars into more active forms of transportation. Bike lanes on Bloor, they're going to work. Now, they're going to work. Now, my colleague, Councillor Layton, he might have grown up on Albany across the street, but I live on Albany across the street. I grew up on Walmer just down the street. Listen, 10 years ago, 40 years ago for that matter, if you had asked a lot of local residents and businesses, what do you think about bike lanes on Bloor? You might have got some mixed reactions. That's not the case today. Today we are proud to be joined by all 6 local residents associations who support bike lanes on Bloor. The Bloor Street Cultural Corridor with hot dogs in the Rome, who support bike lanes on Bloor. The University of Toronto, who supports bike lanes on Bloor, working with our exceptional 2 BIAs to demonstrate that they work for business. And of course, Cycle Toronto and Bells on Bloor. This is your victory, folks. Cycling infrastructure may be part of a 21st century city, but I'll tell you what's also part of a 21st century city. Data, measurement. Let's actually make decisions based on evidence. Michael Bloomberg, you never hear me quote Michael Bloomberg. It's not often, but on this I do. He says, in God we trust, everybody else bring data. You know what? He's right, and we're going to do that. Measure everything. That's how we should evaluate this. This project will be the most comprehensively evaluated project the city's ever undertaken on a cycling lane. We're going to understand the impact on cyclists, on safety and volumes, on drivers, on parking, on pedestrians, on business. Well, I have to tell you, through the Mayor's Innovation Agenda, we've partnered with them with a group called MyoVision so that we get real-time data. No longer people with clipboards out there finding out how many cyclists are there. We're using real-time video data to get it. Listen, why is that data critical? Well, it's critical for two reasons. One, enough of the old rhetoric about bikes versus cars. What we know is that bike lanes are a win-win. Data will prove it. But more, bike lanes on Bloor, this is phase one. Because what that data will show is that we should, we can, and we will, when this works, extend bike lanes right across Bloor, right across Danforth. If you can put a bike lane on Bloor and make it work, you can put a bike lane on any street and make it work. Friends, this pilot, we're at 80% completion. We're nearly there. Our staff are doing tremendous work to paint the symbols, to get the flexi posts in, to get the signage up. Now let's be honest, to everybody who uses this road, it's going to take some time. For cyclists, enforcement will come. For drivers, we are adjusting the traffic signals. We are working on turning restrictions. And as a pilot, the beauty of it is we will adjust as we come. But let me close by saying this, and I'm going to wait for the truck to leave, is that, let's be very clear, this Bloor Street pilot lane, it is a significant step forward. It reflects a move in our city to a 21st century transportation infrastructure. And after 4 decades of people advocating, calling, and working for bike lanes on Bloor, I'm pretty damn excited to ride safely, starting today, on Bloor Street. Thank you so much.
So now the Bloor bike lanes are officially open. Please leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this video, and thanks for watching.